So here's the thing about these secret recordings. And, again, hats off to this, on the ground reporter.
Lauren
Windsor, who received who got the Alito on tape. Because what Alito said, and this has now been run through the New York Times, it's been run through, various, legacy media outlets, is that we need to return America. I'm providing a summary, but return America to a place of godliness. This is what Justice Alito said to Lauren Windsor when talking about decisions regarding America that he is making, whether it be abortion, affirmative action, that he believes, right, that America, in these decisions that have happened, I'm assuming same-sex marriage, right, as well, that these are decisions that have turned America in this Christian fundamentalist mind into an amoral place. And he believes that his job as a judge, right, mind you, he is not a fucking priest. I said that he clearly made a wrong turn on campus when he should have gone to seminary. He was like, oh, law school, that building came up first on my path. And so I went there.
Very deliberate, Danielle. Power. Think about it.
Right.
Who can you influence more?
Who can you influence more? So we have a man who is sitting on the bench who does not believe in the rule of law, who does not believe in precedent, but who instead believes in his version of Christianity and believes that his role, right, is to bring America back to this white evangelical place. Well, and what I just want to say about that is that, one, you're going to go into all of the ways and reasons why this man should have recused himself from multiple cases right now that involve Donald Trump, that involve immunity, that involve January 6th, which he has not, because of the clear, I can't even think of the word.
Conflict of interest.
Lack
of understanding of the Constitution.
Conflict of interest. Let's go with that one. Clear conflict of interest that he has, being as how his wife is an insurrectionist cheerleader with her flags and pom-poms and whatnot. But the fact is, you're supposed to decide cases based on the law.
That's right.
Not based on your interpretation of the Bible. Because guess what? Not everybody in America is Christian. I know that is a shock to Justice Alito, right? That there are Jewish people and Muslim people and atheists and agnostic, and we can run down the list. So when he says a place of godliness, right, he is talking about white evangelical Christian nationalism as his religion.
Yes.
Not the rule of law. But he is making decisions for 330 million plus people.
No, I just wanted to quote him. When she asked, she approaches all three as a sympathetic, conservative type of crusader, anti-abortion activist. And she's talking about, the left and liberals and people who don't appreciate godliness. And this is a quote from Justice Alito on the recording. One side or the other is going to win. There are differences on fundamental things that really can't be compromised. End quote, Danielle.
What else didn't he also say something about the difficulty in living side by side as well?
Yeah, like it's so tough. It's so tough.
He talked about how difficult it is to live side by side. And this is where his wife comes in with her flags, because apparently Martha hates her neighbors because her neighbors are either queer or their allies and fly a pride flag for the month of June. And her response to them flying a rainbow flag is to fly whatever type of insurrectionist or whatever type of shame flag, the word shame in Italian.
I have a quote.
Yes.
So first she goes, I want a Sacred Heart of Jesus flag because I have to look across the lagoon at the pride flag for the next month. And this is the best. Samuel Alito on the recording chimes in, oh, please don't put up a flag. And then, but she persists, Danielle. She persists. And then she goes on this rant and says she will make up her own flag with yellow and orange flames that read, quote, shame in Italian. This is Pride Month, by the way, folks.
And the rainbow flag, just her looking at it apparently burns her corneas, Waj. Like she cannot take it in. It is kryptonite to her, apparently.
No, but it's so interesting is I just want to remind folks, this is on the heels of you, Martha Ann Alito, being at the center of an international controversy that you have not apologized for, where it was exposed that you voluntarily flew 2 insurrectionist flags, and your response is more flags.
Yes.
This time, not insurrectionist flags, but very deliberate, inflammatory, hateful flags. This is how I will respond as the wife of a Supreme Court justice who is unelected and is one of 9 people who can control women's bodies in the United States of America.
I mean, just like, here's the thing. You know, she wants to fly a flag that says shame, but she has absolutely none.
That's right.
Right? Like, the thing is that you cannot shame these people. And what they want is they want the absolute power to control the rest of the country and to remake it in the way that they see fit. Project 2025, folks, which we talk about on this show often, is their blueprint. But that blueprint, right, is written right on the pages of the Bible. Like, this is what they want. They want women back in the home where your one job is, I guess, choosing what flags to put outside of that home. So it's to decorate and to cook and to make babies, right? Like, this is what Martha Alito and Samuel Alito, this is what they want. Even in her commentary to Lauren Windsor, she said, I'll defer to him until this silly stuff is over. And by silly stuff, she means his term on the Supreme Court.
I hope it's tomorrow. But you know why I think Martha Ann was more vicious than Samuel Alito? Because if you listen to the recording, if you all do a deep dive, there is a vengeance, what I call an unearned white grievance and rage that is so crystal clear. An anger, a need for retribution, no sense of remorse, no sense of accountability, no sense of self-reflection, no sense of, why are people upset at me? Maybe it's wrong that I flew 2 insurrectionist flags. Maybe I should sit there and apologize. Maybe I should read the room. She says this, and I'm going to quote her because I think it's so telling, Danielle. It's what I call a microcosm of white Christian nationalist rage. This unearned rage, this unearned viciousness where, you know, their discomfort with the rest of us gives them a license for anger and violence and insurrections, right? The fact that they have to tolerate us, the fact that they can't publicly share their disgust, the fact that they can't say the F word during Pride or they can't say the N word, to them is the greatest act of oppression. This type of fictional victimhood that fuels this endless rage, right? And I want to give you a quote. I want to back up my thesis with her own words. Look at me, she told Lauren Windsor. I'm German, from Germany. My heritage is German. You come after me, I'm going to give it back to you, end quote. What? Like, that's one of those moments where I read that, I'm like, what? Like, I've lived 43 years on this planet. I have never in my life, even talking to people who are drunk, I don't drink. Not even a sauced up person has ever said that to me, Danielle. You know, so let me just be generous. Let me say, okay, maybe she's talking about craft work. Maybe she wants to like create new futuristic music, electronic music for the kids. You know, the Germans made craft work. Maybe the Autobahn. Maybe she's talking about high-end German efficiency.
Maybe she's talking about beer, Waj. Like, or she could talk about what Germans and the country became infamous for in the 1930s.
You come after me, I'm going to give it back to you. And another quote, I have this other quote from her. She says during the recordings, again, Laura Windsor posed as sympathetic. She says, I feel so bad for you. It's okay, responds Martha Ann, because if they, referring to the media apparently, come back to me, I'll get them.